out of 250 million shouldn't have been able to bring anybody to become the president, because it shows naturally that this person is not accepted. That's what I mean. Then when you look at the opposition also, you have 6 million for PDP, 6 million for the Labour Party, 2 million for the ANPP. Then that even the opposition have more. Then after the election, you expect that at least with this number that the opposition garnered, that they should be able to give the ruling party the run for their money in terms of giving us a very credible and wonderful opposition to make this ruling party be on their toes, to work very well, to work very hard. But unfortunately, another thing begins to happen. Now you now begin to see these parties now begin to cause a lot of troubles in terms of leadership, in terms of their executives, and none of them was spared. Even Kwakwanso have problem with Kwakwansia movement in Kano. The Obi has 2 parties. There's one led by Abure, the other one. PDP has 3. You have G5. You have Wike, another one standing alone. Then you have who is the leader? Is it Damagun? Who is the secretary? Is it Ude? Or is it Ayao? So a lot of issues like that. And that is for the politics. They're now coming to the economy. You know, the removal of subsidy now and the floating of naira has also have its own effect. And you see, in such situations like that, these are things that subsequent governments will not be able to do. And these are the areas, because when you read the books of Ngojo Iweala, and recently when you read what this guy, former EFCC chairman, this guy.
The one that left recently,
Bauer. You find out that subsidy becomes a scam. It becomes a pipe through which the money of the country is being siphoned. And as a matter of fact, there's nothing like subsidy. We are subsidizing for other countries. Okudiola said the people will bring empty vessel, go to Bakatan General, go to Auditor General, do a lot of abracadabra, and they sign out money for something that doesn't come. And the man said, although all of them at that time promised that they're going to remove it. And so, when the president got there, he felt that if I wait a day without making this announcement, I may not be able to do it again. And don't forget, Nigeria had a lot of power blocks that will be able to convince you and influence you if you don't take some decisions. And to me, that has been the reason why most of the past governments are not able to do it, because of these influences. And the people that are benefiting from subsidy are those, the big wigs that really have money and they have influence. So they made that announcement. And normally, there's no way you want to do that you won't be able to, you won't incur problems, because it's going to have its attendant effect. Now, when subsidy go, naira of floating, in fact, floating of naira, to me, the result is like devaluation of that naira. So inflation begin to rise, price begin to rise, a lot of issues begin to rise until where we get to today. But then, now we begin to see this. Now, there are effects of when there's a policy, there are effects. It's like cause and effect. Now, subsidy has been the general office of some people where they are making their money. So, and because of subsidy, Nigeria was virtually borrowing to subsidize for these people. It's like Nigeria was borrowing to pay these people. Nigeria was borrowing to give fuel to other countries. Nigeria was borrowing to enrich the rich. So, and when it was removed, then you have to find out that there's going to be issues, there's going to be problems. So, and the problem with the party, the economic problem, and a lot of issues put together are now the reason, and also in a build-up to the next election. And in Nigeria, when a politician misses off political office, it's like it's broke.
For 4 years.
For 4 years, he won't have money. And when I say won't have money, it doesn't mean that he won't have money in account. This is how it works. Politician believes that the money they save is not money. The money they have is the one they are spending from government. So when they don't have access to government, they begin to spend the money they have saved, which sometimes may not be enough for them, because, like Yoruba will say, anyone tife. So now to settle some things, to still pay bill, to hire the structure that they have, is going to cost a lot of money. So when that one begins to happen, when you have removed subsidy, when you have floated the naira, that one is biting hard, but to some people, it has moved business from them. So naturally, you will begin to see that there's going to be issues. Then again, some people believe that this country is our company. We are the general manager and the chief executive. So now, if there's any opportunity that we are not placed there, then they become the CSR. So this has just the background towards these things. Now, in the last 8 years, a lot of issues that are really affected the country. In fact, at that time, when immediately the president got elected, about 97% of the resources that are coming to this country were used to pay debt. whether your subsidy, whether this, whether money borrowed, a lot of things like that. That we don't even matter. We're going to bankruptcy. That's just the word. That recession is even a very cheap word to what would have happened. But about 6.something trillion was saved from subsidy. It's not as if that may not be in a liquid cash, but that the money they are borrowing to prosecute subsidy, they won't borrow it again. The money they are using to subsidize, that will not be there again. So that will be minus from the debt. And so then apart from that, what Emefiele did in Central Bank is another issue that caused problem with the Naira. Emefiele was just giving people money free of charge. Just look at you and say, how are you doing? Oh, you're saying BSS. Okay, I will help you. We'll just give you $1 million. So you take $1 million to Okesha, you take it to Old Garage, and we change it to, at that time it was 350 million. So you just return the 1 million and you are 349 million richer without doing anything. So all these things are the issues that have brought the country to this point. Plus the overflowing ones from 1999. Nigerians have been having issues since 1999. So when this man got there and said, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do, to me, I believe that there's no... When you talk of reforms, there are going to be consequences. So definitely it's going to be consequences. And in politics, the opposition will always be looking at area to leverage on. So those are like the loopholes. Now they see your economic problem, they see your policies, they see the people, and they will not pretend as if. Now why I say they pretend is because over the years our politicians have been coming to us to campaign to us, giving us a lot of promises. Up to now, if they have been fulfilling their promises, Nigeria will have been better than Singapore or Malaysia. But because they will tell us what they want to do, even when they know they are not going to do it, to deceive us. So the same way now you now have a group of people that now say, okay, now, fine, we now have a leverage, we have a loophole. Now let's exploit this loophole. One, the economy is good or bad. Two, the people are suffering, they are crying. Three, a lot of issues are happening and others. And now, let's use that now to come together now and form what they call coalition. And that's the genesis of this coalition. Even though when you look at the composition of the coalition, maybe we'll get there, we now begin to know why it is a coalition. But as it is now, according to them, they want to rescue Nigeria from suffering. They want to rescue Nigeria from dying. They want to rescue Nigeria from this economic problem. They have a better economic policy. They have a better economic program. They have a better this. So they have a lot of things that are better than what this administration is doing. And that's what they want to offer us. And that's why they are there. And when you now look at the people that are there too, you say, yes, and these people, they are the names since 1999.
That is what we're coming to. Seriously, when you begin to look at the kind of people that are actually coming together to say they're going to form a kind of coalition, you look at the same set of people who have been in government since 1999. So, I think you've actually said it in this station once time that they are just changing the actual dress that they are wearing, but it's still the same set of people. Now, if the set of people are still changing, do Nigerians still need to look at it from the angle that they have something better that they are going to do? And that is number one. Number two is the fact that as a government that is trying to do a reform, is there any light, a little light that we have in this country to say, come, this light may look small, but there is going to be hope for it? Why can't we just be a little bit patient? Because if there are no lights, people would definitely be looking at what else to do to change the present position of things. So looking at it from those two sides, the people that are moving, they are still the same set of people. We have not had anybody new. And if the other party were actually going to say, see, give me a little time, do we still have any kind of a light that we can even see to say things are going to get better?
Thank you very much. To me, I believe there's no political party in Nigeria. And I will tell you why. We have political names, but we don't have political party. Political party is a set of people that believe in a particular set of ideology. Now, when you look at I don't know whether the Republic is in the 79 to 83, you have UPN, the major ones. You have NPN. Yeah. Now, you find out that the two of them have the structure. They have a manifesto. No matter what happened to you as a governor of the Southwestern state, you will do free education. No matter what happened to you as the governor of the Northern state, you will build house. Chagari House here in Ekiti is what is now called a state housing. And they are scattered everywhere in the country. Free education then. I remember I was in school, my locker, we would list the name of textbooks. They would give us pen, give us eraser, give us math set, give us locker. Then, free education, that is it. But now, then, Awolowo has been losing elections since 1959 during Action Group. It never changed. I said, no, I don't want this. I don't want this UPN again. Since I'm losing election, I wish to go to another party. So he has been losing election, and also he has been in the party consistently. All the southwestern states have been consistently on the same party. If as a matter of fact, at that time, the chairman of the party is the leader of the party. Adesakilo is the chairman of MPN. When they have all the meetings, Shagari will become a member of that party, not a leader. It's not Shagari that will fix the BOT meeting, a NEC meeting. No. So if Shagari wants to talk as president, he will raise up his hand. Adesakilo, the chairman of MPN, we have to recognize him. That's political party. But what do we have today? We have assemblage of people that just believe that we need a platform to prosecute our agenda. And that's what they call political party, because there's no ideology. Now look at all of them put together. What's the difference? So now, apart from that, then you don't have that party supremacy. It's no more there. It is the leader at the state level, the governor at the state level is the leader of the party at the state level, the president is the leader of the party at the national level. When it feels like it removes the chairman, if it doesn't feel like it retains the chairman, that's number two. Number three, so there's no party supremacy apart. Number three, at those times, it is the ideology of the party that builds the party. So the party is built around the people. And that's why when you see the policy, it is the policy that is entrenched. Oh, it's free education. No matter who you are. Another time you will not see even elderly people that have gone to learn one trade coming back to school, because that is the policy. But today, parties are built around individuals, and that's the problem. All the party, mention them. When you talk of APC today, you talk of Ajibola Ahmed Tinubu, who has been preparing for this position for the past 30 years. When you talk of NNPP today, it's Kwakwanso, because he has Kwakwansia movement in Kano. And that's why he could retain that Kano because of that movement. When you talk of Peter Obi, the obedience is from the southeast and it's built around him. So the obedience seems as the best thing that has never happened to Nigeria, that must happen to Nigeria. So when you talk of PDP, even he has not even been stable. Atiku Abubakar has not been stable. He has joined ACN to pursue his agenda at one time. He doesn't succeed. He has been in PDP. He doesn't succeed. Now he's going to ADC. Before we heard of ADA, now ADC. Now it is the PDP is built around him, and that's why he can influence, lobbying his way out or wiggle his way among the BOT members to ensure that he won that ticket before 2023, even though the party's constitution says it has to go to the south, which I'm also saying that this is exactly what it's going to do in this one too, because it's going to. I could see ADC now be built around him, even though they are saying a lot of rhetorics, but then during their convention, you will see the article that will emerge. So these are some of these, and that's why it has not been. So each of them, mention one name that has not moved from one party to the other. So if it is based on ideology, they are supposed to stay put and say, this is what we believe in, this is the idea that we have, and we want to see the idea manifest. This is the way we believe that this country can be run, it will be better for the people. So that is it. Then it is not people-oriented. Nigerian political party or party system has not been people-oriented. It has been individual-oriented. And when you look at it from 1999, you couldn't see, it's about 20, how many years now? 20-something years.
Yeah, almost 25 or 26.
About 25, 26 years. Now, it took Lee Kuan Yew 20 years. He set a reform. He believed in the reform, the people buying the reform, but it took 20 years before it begins to manifest, to then become the Singapore that we see today, that's fast turning to one of the has left third world, has left Nigeria and go in third world. Malaysia has left Nigeria and go in I don't even know whether we'll become to the third world. Maybe we're in the fifth or the sixth or even the 10th world now. So, because when you see, when this political party support, democracy is government of the people, for the people, and it is people-centered. It is people-oriented. But when the people is out of it, then it becomes a selfish thing. That's exactly what you see this political party. So, because when you look at all these people, when you look at all of them, begin to mention the names. They are being, so if they tell us that they want to do anything better, the query I used to give to anybody that talk about that, yes, these people are coming to make it better. I said the Nigerian that we have today, look at these people and tell me which one is not part of it. Peter Obi is a governor of Anambra State for 8 years. What is happening in Anambra State? Soludo was crying every time. What's the name of the man that left the place? Was crying that there's nothing. In fact, Soludo came and said Anambra is the ecological problem of the world. And it's there. And it will be coming to give us data on what is happening in Czechoslovakia, what is happening in this, what is happening. But when it was there at Anambra State, there were 13-month strike of doctors. Now, Malami that has just written a letter now and said to Kebbi State, I'm doing the campaign. What happened to Malami when he was here? What happened to our judicial system when he was here? What happened? There's $74 million Malabi oil deal that is still hanging on his neck. Well, David Manda is the chairman of the party. He's the one that announced in 1983 or 83 or 84 in the 80s that telephone is not for poor man when he was the minister of communication. So now, Rauf Aregbesola, which one among them? Or El-Rufai? So now, if we are saying that we need somebody to survey this country, we will need a set of people. These people cannot say they can excise themselves or expunge themselves from the rod that we have in this country.
Because they are being in one political party that have been ruling either in the PDP or the APC,
either as a minister, as a minister, as governor, or as vice president, or as head of one agency or parastatal. So they have always been there. So what is different? And that's why I said, as long as some of these people are coming, they are selfish, that it's not because of the people, then to me, I don't buy into it. So, but you see, in politics, Nigerian leadership is too lucrative, and I know I'm sure you know that. It's only in Nigeria that the president have the key to the treasury in his pocket as the president. It's only in Nigeria that the governor of a state has the key to the treasury of that state in his pocket. He can do and undo. He can act anything. He can make any decision. Nobody can query him. That one can only happen in Nigeria. In other places, there are systems in place that do all these things. There are security. There are systems in place that handle security. There's visitor to the government house. There are systems in place that handle visitor to the government house. There are systems in place. But it's only in Nigeria. And that is why you see everybody going into it. Why should somebody not go into Senate when he knows that the senator is going to collect 21 million salary? Why not go there when he knows that a senator is going to collect 2 billion as constituency project? Where are the constituency projects? Where are they? We are all in the kitchen. Let's apart from Michael Okoyembamide that we see his hand. Where are others? Where is Fasheyi? Where is Adara Modu? Where are they? So this is because of the lucrativeness that is there, and because the constitution so provide a lot of loopholes, and that's why you see everybody go into it, and that's why you always see alignment and realignment for the purpose of achieving, and most importantly, when some people lose out from the game, so they now begin to come into it. So sometimes when people go say, yes, it is good, now they must wrestle power from this government, they are wrestle power. Who are those that want to wrestle the power? Now, if you show me those that want to wrestle power, if you tell me that the ADC is coming to wrestle the power, I've now tell you, mention one person there, and let me tell you, it's antecedent in this nation.
Okay.
So then the second question.
Yes.
Now, reforms are good in the country, but you see our people, well, sometimes I don't blame them. It's because of what politicians has made us to be. That it is very difficult for people to believe on your data if they didn't see it happen on their table.
Sure.
If they didn't see it, if they're not able to sleep with their two eyes closed, if they're not able to feed their children very well, if they're not able to feed themselves, they're not able to transport themselves, there's nothing you are saying. And it is true for everybody. We want to see this thing trickle down and become reality so that for a better life for the citizen. But when you look at Nigeria since 1999, it has been issue of one problem or the other. One problem, until it now becomes a very, very huge problem that the president now said, I'm going to solve it. So now one would have expected that now after the removal of subsidy, a lot of things, and the president really did that, a lot of reforms which the president did. No thanks to some of these political appointees that don't allow it to trickle down. Because I know that today now, the government is collecting, if not double, if not triple, double what they are collecting. But what has been the effect in all the states for the federation? That's one thing. Because we say that, has it not trickled down? Has it not do this? Has it not do that? Sometimes we know what we expect the president to do, especially in the area of insecurity. But the area of this food inflation, I know that a lot of money has gone to the state. That you expect the state to have do something much more better than with that money. But couldn't see much in most of the states. In fact, some states have not been able to even implement the 70,000 minimum wage, especially in those parts of the north. And
because if you look at it, you see throughout the time of President Muhammadu Buhari, the highest money you see them at FARC, it will be around 600 billion, 700 billion. But since
Fayose was collecting, when Fayose collecting 3 billion, that was the maximum.
Because if you look at it then, but presently, I think the last money they shared was almost 1.6
trillion. Which means that there's no state, maybe 10 billion minimum. State like
that is a double of what they were collecting.
State like Rivers State was collecting 28 billion. State like Delta State, 38 billion. And that has been the haven of PDP because they have a lot of in the years of Okowa. That's where they use. That's the money they use to prosecute all the elections. So when you say it's collecting 38 billion plus IGR, you expect that state to be like London, because what is the total square kilometer of a place like Delta? What is the total road network of a place like Delta? That 38 billion every month. What does that amount to in a year? And yet you see how them hoeing. You see how them. Most of the times now it is people relish on a payment of salary as one of the what they call it achievement. So these are the issues with it. But when you see a reform, when a reform is put in place, there are gestation period. Yes. Then the issue of this insecurity, I believe that the government is not yet ready to do this issue, to tackle insecurity. Because to me, I believe that modern warfare is no more fought with hands or rifle. When you look at what happened between Iran and Iraq, they didn't see themselves face to face, and yet they were devastating, they were dismantling, they were destroying everything, they were doing the warfare on technology. Why can't Nigeria leverage on technology? The volume of money that has gone to purchasing this and that during Buratai, especially the last 8 years, is enough to buy one communication drone. And drone is neither man or no man. All you need to do is to coordinate, program a lot of things there. The drone will go there and do it. That's one. Two, there are questions, there are issues that government needs to tackle when you talk of insecurity. Now, these people get arms to the country. Where is it coming from? Is it dropping from the sky? I mean, state-of-the-art arms. These people who are really mobilized in terms of finances. How does the money get in here? Don't forget that there was a time that the United Arab Emirates sent some names to this government. That these are the names through which trade that the money is coming to finance insecurity in Nigeria. The KIV it. Then these people also they are getting food. How is the food getting to them? Because when somebody is getting enough food, he's strong. They can do anything.
That was what was used against them during the Civil War. So that you are fighting them. It's
Awolowo that said that when he came back when Gowon brought him out from prison and he was made federal commissioner of finance, he said you are fighting your enemy and you are feeding him. You are empowering him to fight you, and they stopped taking food to the east, and that was the end of the war. But these people are getting enough food, they are getting enough weapons, they are getting enough money, and above that, there are saboteurs within this government. That really need to be traced.
It has been like that for over years.
So, which means that would the government say they don't know them? If they say they don't know them, why can't we have a tracker? We can track, at least EFCC can track NSAS people and track their finances and track their whatever, track their phone. And if a phone is stolen now, you go to DSS there, they will track it. Why can't we have a tracker to track those that are communicating with these people? To track those, why can't you ask CBN to track the money the fund that is coming for these people? Okay. So those are some of the issues that people are talking about. But in terms of palliative and helping, I know government has done few things. For example, a lot of money is being put in the hands of our representative, the senator, House of Rep. Does it get to us? You see, as long as there's a disconnect between monitoring and evaluation, then this issue will always continue to be there. Whereas if I release money to get to you, I must be able to monitor whether it gets to you. But it is not enough to say, oh, I've sent money to Mr. Olowo. Does it get to him? So it's not enough to say, oh, I've sent money to the state. How is it being properly utilized? There should be a monitoring system, even though we are running a constitutional democracy where there are limitations and boundaries. But then at the same time, there should be areas of monitoring whether the money actually gets to the people. If they say, okay, we are giving you 2 billion to do construction project, there should be committees of people that should go there to monitor those projects that you have done.
There's a spotlight, and the program is a spotlight, and I still have in the house my guest, Mr. Muyiwa Obanjo. And if you want to be part of this program, you can call 081 30 13 2097, 081 30 13 2097. That's the number you can call to contribute or to ask questions on this program. Let's look at the ADC. It was unveiled, and David Mark emerged as the acting chairman, and Rauf Aregbesola as the secretary. What's your view about that?
It's okay. They are coming.
Don't forget there was an existing. You said the other time they were supposed to have ADA, yes. But all of a sudden they actually moved to ADC. What do you, in your own view, those two questions? What do you actually felt that actually? Okay, let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Rally. I'm calling from Aring.
Okay, please go ahead.
I want to give a big position on Mr. Obanjo. we should have somebody like me, somebody in Nigeria, and that sees the truth and say the truth and follow the truth. I mean, in one political party. I'm very sorry. You see, the issue with Nigeria is that we are literate. It's also with the prestige bound. Look at the amount of money that is coming to Ekiti compared to what is doing. I mean, it is. Look, when we look at Nigerians, we see that we are being brainwashed, and our level of reasoning is very low. I'm very sorry to say that our level of reasoning is very low. We cannot even reason. We immediately get 2 naira, 3 naira, or 5 naira, or bag of rice. We start shouting. I mean, this is a calculated attempt of giving the people a perpetual poverty so that they can handle them whenever they need them. Because bless us all, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your contribution.
So, talking about coalition.
Yes, I was actually looking. I said, okay, we were supposed to have ADA, but all of a sudden they pushed to ADC, and this ADC, though, actually we have people who are actually managing that party before, and all of a sudden they push them aside. The party chairman, that is also actually even handed over the party to them, and some people are still reacting. So, in your view, why do you think
naturally that one
of ADC?
That one is wrong. They said they want to go to ADA, and they said they have sent a letter to INEC that they want to register ADA. But I don't know, maybe somebody must tell them, or one of the members of the ADC must say, please come, we're going to give you a platform. But what the law says before you become a member of the party is that you have to go to your ward to register. Each of these people are supposed to go to their ward to register this from the ward and say, I'm a member of ADC from my Ogoluwa constituency ward 1 or ward 10. But now coming to hijack a party, that one, if anybody can take them to court, I don't know, they said they have legal implication about it, maybe they have signed documents to give it to them. That's one. Two, when we're talking of coalition, now, the coalition that brought APC to power during Jonathan era is different from this coalition. There's party coalition, there's individual coalition. Now, the party coalition is more stronger because the party have existing structure. And they have all the requirement that the enemy asks them. That is their presence in all the state of treasury, executive council, executive committee, board of directors, board of trustees. The other one are in existence. They have the people that are following them. And that's why it's been easy for NMPP, CPC, ANPP, and ACN to become what we call APC now. They bring the structure together. And Shekarau, Buhari, Tinubu, those are leaders of each of those parties. Now brought their structure together as one to wrestle that power. Don't forget that before that time, Buhari has tried about 2 or 3 times with CPC. He couldn't win. So that is party coalition. But individual coalition becomes problem because now you have to now start from this track, from the scratch. Register your presence. Register. You have a executive council. They have a national now. They must now go to the state, have the executive council. They must have their presence register. You must be able to convince Nigerians to jettison the existing party they know for your party. That's what makes it Aquilian. Then you must be able to present yourself as somebody that is credible enough for Nigerians to believe that,
okay, can we have another number? Hello, good morning.
Good morning. I'm James Ojo from Federal Housing Estate at Ekiti.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
I really appreciate Mr. Obayondu. That is the name. Am I wrong, sir?
You're right. You're right.
Okay. He's a very erudite person. I really appreciate all what he has been so balanced, so neutral, and I like him for that. May God be with you, sir. Then, concerning this coalition, or whatever you call it, one thing that beats my imagination is that you never hear them say, because Tinubu is doing this, doing that, we are going to be. They just come together because of their own selfish interests. That is what beats my imagination. They are free to challenge the ruling party. They are very free to challenge. But what do you want to do for the people? Look at one of them who said that if we just rule for one term, is it this one term that we are going to use to change Nigeria? Then after ruling for one term, you change, you give it to another person to rule. Then finally, sir, It is we voters that should shine our eyes. We should shine our eyes. We should not be carried away by these people names that have been ruling Nigeria for many years and have not achieved anything. It is we voters. They have the right to do what they are doing, but it is the voters that should shine their eyes. Thank you. God bless you. And I still repeat again, the man you have brought there is so erudite. It's so good. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your contribution. We appreciate it. Seriously, do you remember, sir, that I remember there was a time the former president, Jonathan, was actually talking, when he was talking about, towards the time of his election, he said, do you notice that these people, they just want power? They were not actually telling you what they want to do. He said, when I see them talk, he said, I'm always afraid. He said, because they were not actually saying, this is what we're going to do. They just wanted the power. Now, look at it. Like what the caller just said. He said, somebody said, I'll just rule for one time. Rule for one time. He said, your vision. What's your comment on what he just said?
You're ruling for one time. That's exactly what it is. It's now becoming, it's power grabbing. Except for sentiment. I don't play on sentiment. Most of our people, why we are literate here is because we have the capacity to analyze things, not by sentiment. Now, we should begin to look at them critically and begin to analyze their actions and inactions. Now, fine, they are talking about Nigerians are suffering. Number one, in what way have they tried in their own effort at their individual level to alleviate the sufferings of Nigeria? Number two, when each of them are holding sway, Rotimi Amechi has been ruling for 24 years. 8 years
as governor,
as speaker.
As speaker, yes.
8 years governor, 8 years minister. Is Rotimi Amechi the only person from Rivers State, from Equeri, that it comes from? El Rufai has been in this government as Minister of Federal Capital, Minister of whatever, then Governor for 8 years.
I think board, also some boards.
Head of boards and parastatal is El Rufai. Even when El Rufai was there, how many seats does APC win in the Senate? APC only won 1 out of 3. APC won 3 out of reps. So, and a lot of killings. Look at the peace that's happening in South Africa. When he was there, what has he been able to do? Adegbeshola too. And all of them, we can begin to talk up to all of them. Now, the northern leaders
was paying half salary
throughout for 8 years.
For
8 years. Adegbeshola was paying half salary for 8 years. Now it's now the savior.
The secretary to the state.
No, it's not coming as savior. David Mark has been it's almost like a live senator. The Niger State that comes from is CM. In fact, some part of Niger State have been taken over now.
Benue.
No, even Niger. Okay. The strongest cell of this security is in Niger State.
Yes.
And part of Niger State, local government in Niger State, were paying reparation. They were paying taxes to these people so that they can go to farm. He's a former signal, the general, a signal in Nigerian army. What has he done to help the people? Most of the Northerners are there. What have they done to reduce the almongery system? What have they done to remove poverty? What have they done to do out of the school children? What have they done to ensure that their children was not enlisted in this Boko Haram thing? Because when you look at them now, all this insecurity, they are under 20 years, all of them. Mm-hmm. What have they done? Northerners elders have been doing. So, because if you want to look at what they promised us, let's look at.
We can take this call. Hello, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from? Okay.
My name is
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Our don't talk everything. The only thing you have in this country is this way is bad, all in this country.
I think he was actually talking about the fact that I didn't actually get him very well, but possibly talking about that it seems I was hearing bad. But the other man actually talked about the issue of the poverty of the mind.
So that's it. We are easily deceived. And that's why politicians can always come in for 4 years or 8 years to tell us the same thing and we still believe.
Now, can we stop talking about politicians and talk about us as individuals?
Yes, we need value reorientation. We need political education. We need political education. We need to understand who we are and the power we carry. Do you know that PVC card in our hands is very powerful? With it, we can hire. With it, we can fire. But unfortunately, I have come to realize that most of the times when people are talking, they are talking out of ignorance. Because when people are saying they are suffering, you should expect that at least, oh good, this government is making me to suffer. Now I'm waiting for the next election when they will come back to me. And when they come back, do you place demand on them? I will not say, hey, oh, Eureka, it's all correct, it's okay, everything is that not what we are saying? Why can't you down at town hall meeting or where and raise and ask questions and say, sir, these are the things you promised before you come there for the first time. You did not do anything. What happened? Now, how do we ensure you are going to do it now that you are coming for the second time? That you don't have any opportunity to come to us again. These are it. When the people find out that the way Biden was doing in the with the U.S. government and the rate at which a lot of vices were being allowed and approved, and why the U.S. government is looking power when China and Russia are taking over, they have made up their mind that we are going to, no matter what is coming from Democrats, the Democrats have always been too complacent. We want to change them. And that's why in the stronghold of Democrats, New Hampshire, Wisconsin, those areas, you see them for the first time, the Republican now winning in the Democrat stronghold. Why? Because we have people that have electoral intelligence, they have electoral...
And it was even easier for them to tell the president to give way for the vice president and let somebody else take over.
And they are telling Trump now, the way you are sending immigrants out, a time is coming that maybe you or your children are the one that will be working in the U.S. And their policy, he sent a bill now to the National Assembly, I was monitoring, they want to debate it. Any bill that is not people-oriented, even it doesn't matter, it may be even the Republican that will raise it. But what do we have in Nigeria? It's our party. It's our person. And so whatever it does is correct. So therefore, we don't have this time of questioning. And so when the time of election comes, you see all of us also on sentiment. Because you have to be imagined that with all the cries that are being power, why should the APC win again in Edo State? Why should APC win again in Edo State? So which means that our people are just talking, they don't, it's electoral political illiteracy. So we need value reorientation to know that they are our slave servants. And we have the power to hire and fire them, but you should be able to analyze. Somebody promised you, I'm going to do this for 4 years and not be able to do it. Now, there are two ways. If you say, I'm going to do this for 4 years, but within 4 years, you are seeing that, oh, the fruit of what he's doing is coming up. This thing needs to grow and germinate. Oh, I can trust another 4 years so that this will come up. Just as some of the reforms that we see now. To me now, there's nothing what you are saying. If I don't see anything, I know, I work in the university, I know that a lot of students are benefiting from NEL Fund.
Even the tax reform that just came up now.
When you look at this tax reform now, all the people, a lot of people will be crying out. Those are the part of you that are joining this coalition. Because about 63 agencies have not been, the power of 63 agencies to take stars have not been withdrawn now. Including custom, including Nigeria Port Authority. That's the port soup, soup of port. Port of soup. Now it's not going to be even by hand again. It's not going to be by technology. Who benefits? Nigeria. But at the end of the day, where does the money go to? Goes through the legislature, through the state government now before it gets to us. So that is that. We have the power, but we don't understand our power. And most of the times when we talk on here like this, we don't follow up with action. So that's why I say we need value orientation. Then number two, our lethargic to electoral process is affecting us. When we look at the geography of Nigeria, you've discovered that the Northerners are always leveraging on their number to negotiate Nigeria. And most of the times, when they see a policy that doesn't please them, you always see them kill it or water it down. Why? Because they are very intelligent to know that anything of government, they mobilize themselves to it. Ibadan is the third largest city in Africa. Ibadan has 38 local government. Kano has 45. Why? Because when they are doing census, most of the Ibadan people will go to Okeogun and hide in the farm. But Kano will withdraw every house, the Northern will withdraw every Hausa people. They will send Dangote trailer to withdraw every Hausa people from here, from Ado-Ekiti and every state of Southwest to there. They did to during election. Want to get PVC. I don't know the percentage of PVC, but the last electoral statistics, I think about 65 or 67% collected in Ekiti State. What happened to the rest? But in Kano State, 97%. In Kaduna State, 98%. In most of the north, it's 99%, which means all of them collected the PVC. Now, these are the things that you look at about out of 900 something registered voters in the state. In the last election, 325, virtually almost, maybe 20-something% voted. So these are some of the issues. Now, we will not come out to vote. We will not come out to participate in federal government issue. We will not come out to do anything. We prefer to now be sitting down, to stretch our hand on the table and be watching something on television. So these are the areas. We need voters' education. We need a lot of value reorientation. Now, when we got that, then we're able to say, okay, now, people deserve the leader they elect. So that is it. So that's just it. So, but now, looking at the situation in this country now, we know that there are a lot of issues in the country. And that the way our leaders are playing this politics, they are not playing the politics of the people. They are playing the politics of individualism. They are playing the politics of personal interest, not national interest. But to get there, they will now come and tell us that this is what they want for us. And because they know that once they get there, we don't have the power again. We cannot talk. If they talk, they can say you are talk, they arrest you, or they jail you, or they do anything to you. So because of that, nobody is talking. Then too, we have the politicians, they say they are divided as along religion, ethnic, and political line. So if it's not Hausa, Yoruba, it's a Yoruba person. If it's not a Yoruba person, it's a Christian or a Muslim.
We really
so
need to go.
It's not about Nigeria. It's about them. And until our people know that this democracy belongs to us, it's government of the people, for the people, and by the people. And because of that, we have the power through our card to elect the leader that we want. It is actually then we can begin to see this country getting better and better. Honestly. But as long as we have this same set of individuals that are coming in different clothes, coming in different names, coming in different parties, they are the same team. Malami has been here, Amichin has been here, Erufai has been there. Look at Dino Melaye that's buying BB cars. In Okun that he comes from, how many empowerment has he done for his people? I pray that God will just help us in this country, but I believe the glory of this country will be restored.
We really need to go. It's already actually out of time. Thank you so much, Mr. Muyiwa Obanyanju, for your time and for your contributions. And to all the callers, we want to say thank you. We'll see you again next week, Thursday, for another edition of the program Spotlight. And to have a wonderful morning.